Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Corey. I'm the old man that is bad at games. And today, kind of wanted to hop into... Why does that say 98%? Does stuff open up afterwards? Anyway, this is the Atari 50th Anniversary Collection. It's super neat. I am kind of blown away with it, honestly. So, you know, obviously I am an old man. Hence the title and all that. But the Atari was the first system that I remember having. I remember playing a lot of these games when I was a kid, and, you know, just kind of enjoying everything about it. And this is a collection of games and videos and all kind of stuff, just kind of breaking down the company and their systems and their arcade origins and that sort of stuff. They've got a bunch of different games, like reimagined stuff, things that you know, been remade by the company. I think it's Digital Eclipse or whatever. But just, you know, a great collection of video games from Atari. Bit of a side note, my brothers and I actually grew up with a Crystal Castles arcade cabinet in our home, which makes us sound way more well off than we were. We weren't poor, but we were fine, but we weren't arcade game in your house in the 80s rich. But my dad had got it through some horse trading. But anyway, I mean, there's some secret stuff. That's why. Okay, so we have to unlock certain things. I don't remember this one. Maybe that comes later. Oh yeah, this looks to be in like a alphabetical order with the platforms. But I mean, there's a ton of games in here that you can check out. Now, granted, it's, you know, a lot of it's old Atari stuff that you're probably not gonna sit here and invest a whole lot of time in, but it's undeniable how much all of this really influenced games going forward, and particularly when you hear some of the videos. Well, like, you know, there's videos about the nature of programming this stuff. So, like, talking about with, you know, Howard Scott Warshaw about designing Yar's Revenge, and you know, just kind of a classic game, and kind of what went into it. Let's watch a little bit of this. This is the kind of quality that you can expect off this. It's all really well done.
So I looked over this game. It was Star Castle. I played it a bunch. I thought about it on the VCS. I looked it over and I realized, holy crap, this is going to suck. This is going to absolutely suck. And I could not afford to have my first project suck. I did a little preparation, and then I marched myself into Dennis Cobal's office, and I said, look, instead of doing this, I'd like to do this. This is something that I think uses some of the basic game ideas, but I think this is something that would work on the system. This other one won't work. And I just made this little presentation to him. And to his credit, he said, okay, you know what, go for it. The first thing I put up on the screen was an animated character. Most people use a block because they want to start working out their game mechanics and stuff like that. I put up an animation. That was the first thing I put up on a screen. And people would go by and they go, wow, that looks cool. What does it do? I'd be like, nothing. You know, that's what it does. There it is. I said, I'm still working on it. Don't worry. It's like, and then it got to the point where it was time to actually play it and have some of this stuff. So I had achieved my goal of trying to make something.
So yeah, it goes through and talks about all kind of stuff. You know, all kind of stuff about the ups and downs of Atari and that sort of deal. I'm working my way, just kind of checking everything out now. So let's hop into highs and lows and just take a look from there. Trouble in Paradise. The game industry was about to suffer a major market crash in 1983, but that did not mean there were no games to play. On the contrary, some of the best games for the Atari 2600 were released during these years. And see, you can like zoom in on stuff and check things out. Like this is yeah, I had one of these. Had the color switches and game select and game. Oh my god. Yeah, see, that's cool. I also had a wooden version, but at that point I didn't know it was the VCS. Like we all called it the Atari 2600. Atari at a crossroads. Today we understand there's a video game console cycle. Game consoles become obsolete after several years and are replaced with new technology. But in 1982, this was not widely understood. With higher powered competition on the market, Atari wasn't sure what to do in response. Stick with the 2600, introduce new hardware. As it turned out, it tried to do both. In 1979, the toy company Mattel had released Intellivision, a game console with a 16-bit processor and other technological advantages. Its advertising positioned Intellivision's software, particularly in its sports games, as superior to Atari's. By 1981, Intellivision had sold over 1 million units. The first console war had begun. I never had an Intellivision. The controller that looks like a telephone just confuses the crap out of me. I kind of wish I could find one of those, because I don't know what any of that means. Atari Age begins. Atari launched the Atari Club in 1982, a customer loyalty program that players could join to purchase Atari products directly at discounted prices, as well as issues of the new Atari Age magazine. Games that were sold exclusively through the Atari Club have become high-priced collector items today. Demons to Diamonds, written by Nick Turner and Alan Murphy, this VCS exclusive sent players to the shooting gallery, the Cosmic Carnival. Aimed at preteen players, Demons to Diamonds offered some more lighthearted, more accessible take on the target shooting genre. So you can zoom in on the boxes, and I mean, you can hide all that and kind of roll around and see what they had. It is one thing that I miss about, with everything digital. I can't tell you the last time I bought a physical game. With everything being digital at this point, I mean, it's cool. I've got everything I could want to play on my computer right now, but there was something about going to the store and picking up a box, walking through, looking at the different boxes and figuring that out, and then getting in the car and, reading it and taking out the, the instruction manual and poring over that, just having something physical to look at. But anyway, it's real high res stuff. I mean, it looks killer, I think. Needed to hop in there. Let's play Demons to Diamonds. I actually don't know this one. An unusual firing mechanism. Hold the paddle controller's button to determine the length of the laser blast. Highlights of Demons to Diamonds. A shooting gallery designed for younger gamers. Two players can zap each other as well as enemies in competitive modes. I don't know that I can do this because I don't have a paddle. One player fast goals. And see, this was another thing. You could change all kind of things. I'm gonna do a one player slow skulls. And see, reading in how they made this stuff is impressive as all get out, I think. And you can go through, you can pull up the instruction manual, go through and look at all of the, all the stuff on there. This is probably not the best game to start off with like checking out what it does. But you can, expand the screen, do all that, and do different filters, put borders on, whatever you want to do. But then as you go through, it's got, as you check out these different games, it's got, advertisements and that sort of stuff where you can see kind of how they were doing it. You can do Math Grand Prix. I don't think any of those kids are that excited about that. Excuse me. But, So, you know, there's Sword Quest. I never played that. The official Atari Handshake. That's... What the heck is that? I don't like that at all. I'm not reading that. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of stuff out here. Talking about the ET deal there. Oddly enough, I actually when I was a child and I had the chicken pox. I also had a 2600 Junior. The game that I played while I was at home was the charming and I played the charming and highly regarded ET for the 2600. And anyway, it was real bad. But it's a game I had to play, so I kept playing it. So yeah, there's a lot of re-release stuff in here, or things that weren't necessarily released anywhere, like they were prototypes. But let's hop into let's do haunted houses. So this is a reimagining of haunted houses for the 2600. That is a bit loud. Hang on 1 second. All right. Okay, so I think I've done this one. I don't know, but anyway, we'll hop in. Oh, hi, my name's Ernie. Oh my god. Say you seem to be pretty limber for a floating pair of eyeballs. Must be nice. Press stick, try moving around. So you're basically, this is a reimagining of the first survival horror game. I'm not going to read all this. It's just kind of a tutorial. But it gives you information on what you're supposed to be doing. I actually have played through this label. So you can only see things if your torch is lit. And this will... And you can only carry one thing at a time, not including your torch. If you look at the upper left, you can see the torch is kind of wearing down. Okay, no, I do need to go this way. That was a mistake on my part. Go back this way to find the skeleton key. But I mean, again, it's not... Look, I'm not saying anybody's going to jump into this stuff and be like, oh, this is incredible. But I think it's pretty neat with what it's doing. Alright, so we're picking up pieces of this guy's urn. Let's go over here. It's a dead end. You know what they say. Success isn't just handed to you. You have to earn it. I'm so sorry. Test. What does that mean? Okay. I don't like that. I do like that you're just walking eyeballs. Or, I don't know. So we got the ghost behind us now. That if you run... Or it's, the ghost is around us. I actually haven't been caught by the ghost at this point. So what if we did run? Oh yeah. Forgot about that too. Oh, okay. Well, you get busted and you lose a life. So we'll just move a little slower, I guess. But, you know, again, not... it's probably not something that people are going to go out of their way to be like, oh man, this game's amazing. But it is kind of neat. Oh god, he took part of the urn. So how does that work? Ah! Okay. How am I missing part of the urn? That's concerning. Alright, so anyway, we've lost a couple lives. We're going to go back and try and find the urn. Or you know what? Let's hop into something else. So, like... You know, it's got Lynx, it's got Jaguar. I mean, it's got... all the things that you kind of think of. I mean, there are some obvious things that's missing. Good lord, look at that guy's nose. Ninja Golf is an interesting thing that I've seen stuff on. Let's look for something weird. So I've never... I don't think I've ever messed with a 7800. But I did play Asteroids a lot as a kid. I will say the controls on this game are a little, just in general with the Atari stuff, is a little challenging. But you're playing a lot of stuff on something that was, you know, designed for a specific kind of controller that we just don't have anymore. But I mean, this game's like $40. It's incredible. It's if you're like me and you're old, or you just are fascinated with video game history, that sort of thing, I cannot recommend this enough. Just the sheer amount of content going through and exploring all the stuff. I was checking out all the games. Like I'm gonna go through and unlock everything. I want to check out these Sword Quest games because I never played that. I didn't even know those were a thing when I was a kid. But I've heard more about them as I've grown up. You know, and being able to check out the different arcade games and that sort of stuff. I do need to... That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, this will be fun. Alright. This is the arcade game that we had at home that you actually played with a trackball. And it was... It played pretty well. But yeah, we played the crap out of this growing up. You can jump over things, you run around and grab stuff. It's a little fast. I don't remember it being quite this aggressively quick, but it may be something I can change in the settings. But regardless, it's super neat. If you have nostalgia or, you know, anything for these old games, it's pretty nifty. Oh god. Alright, well I was going to try and jump up there at that point, but that didn't work. Anyway, this is the It's the Atari 50th anniversary collection, man. It's legit. Check it out. I hope you guys like what you saw. If you did, give us a like. Consider subscribing. There's going to be more of this coming along. Going to do some changing of kind of the format of what we're doing, but more on that in a bit. Anyway, I hope you guys liked it. Yeah, see you again soon.